afternoon. I'm Janet, and this is Janet's Corner. And it's been a while. Let's see, we had a snowstorm and all that other good stuff. Hopefully you guys had a nice Thanksgiving. My dog got plenty to eat that day. Today, let's see, December 3rd already. It's December. Last week we were talking about mapping out the head, the placement of the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ears on the head, how they line up, and the neck. Oh, the neck coming down off the head, side view, frontal view. What else did we talk? Oh, I forgot to mention one little exercise that we have done in the past. Take an egg and mark a vertical on the egg. Let's see if I can find some room over here. Mark a vertical, and then halfway down a horizontal, and then halfway down from this horizontal to the bottom of the egg, another horizontal, and then about one third of the way down from the last line that you drew for the mouth. And that's the only lines you put on the egg. You want to use hard-boiled eggs just in case they roll off the table. And drawing your eggs with shadow, and also adding the lines on your egg. And once you turn the egg and lay it on its side, you'll notice that these lines, when you're drawing the egg, they're not going to be straight across. They're going to lay around the surface. They're going to be curved depending on how you have the egg laying down. My vertical may sit like this, and then the rest, and then the horizontals will wrap around the egg, curving around the egg. Today we're going to take about the features. The nose and the ears are pretty much the character of the person. The eyes and the mouth, they provide us with the emotion. And that's why a lot of times it's hard to figure out if somebody's smiling with a mask on, because we can only see a smile with possibly the eyes and the mouth, the eyes crinkling up a little bit whenever we smile, and a lot of the emotion shows up not only with the eyes but how the eyebrows are sitting, if they're raised real high up, and then surprise. Here with the ears, I broke a bit. I sketched this out up here ahead of time for the ears. If we divide it into three parts, notice that let's see, up at the top part, the rim of the ear, the bowl of the ear will sit right in here between the second third down. You got the bowl of the ear. And then the lobe hangs down. And sometimes you'll have an earlobe that's attached, and sometimes you'll have a long earlobe, such as this. Your noses, and all kinds of different noses. And a lot of times we can see more of the character of the nose in the side view than the frontal view. And with the shadows and lines, I drew out the nose with lines. Here we got half the nose. This up here is the bone part of the nose, and then down here is the cartilage. So the bone part of the nose comes down about halfway, and then the rest is cartilage. And you notice that the bone of my nose sticks up a lot. And some people have a very flat nose. And these down here, we're looking at the nose at a 3/4. Down here we put if the nostrils sit right here, and then come on up here. And this is all shadow. Of course, the eyes, the 3/4 turn. And then looking down on the nose, curve that. And you notice that the nostrils aren't going to be circles at the bottom of the nose. They're going to, if you're looking down, you're going to chances are you're not gonna see that much of the nostrils. They're just gonna be very dark lines at the bottom of the nose. A turned up nose. Here we have a turned up nose and I have it blocked out. The nostrils here and slanted upward. And the fulcrum, or the middle of the nose coming down here, and of course the outside of the nose here. We can curve up the bottom of the nose. And looking down, you'll notice that the nostrils will be going downward, or you probably won't be able to see them at all. And shadows really help. Over here, let's see, follow over here, emotions with the eyes, and you notice that the eye doesn't, a side view, round, and we're not gonna be able to see that whole eye. We can't see the whole eye, or even frontal view. Here, we're not gonna be able to see that whole eye because the skin's gonna cover up part of that eye. The eyelid's gonna come across the eye, on which that'll push the eye back. And of course the eyelid, the mean eyebrows, put mean eyebrows, bringing this down a little bit more. Side view, drew a circle for the eyeball, and the eyelid comes out past the eyeball, and come back, and we're gonna see a teardrop shape. Your eye's gonna be more of a teardrop shape from the side. It's not gonna be not a diamond, but a oval. It's not gonna be oval as you see it from the frontal view. And from the side view, you're gonna get a more of a teardrop. The lips, talking about the lips up, beginning drawing the lips, a circle, and let's see, we'll make up the top lip with 3 circles, and then the bottom lip 2 circles. And as we put the mouth opening, I'm gonna try and darken it, bring it out, and put a smile on it, bring it out this way, put a smile on it, erase that for the bottom lip. And then the top lip, I'm gonna carve into the center circle, and come down, and probably past the bottom lip. And erase that, and we have the top lip. And a lot of times whenever we're doing portraits, if it's the lighting is from above, usually that top lip is gonna be in shadow. Plus it comes, and as you can see from the side view, it comes back in. And then the bottom lip, it doesn't come out as far as the top lip. Whenever you're looking at somebody with a side view, drawing somebody with a side view, that bottom lip is not gonna come past the top lip. I'm gonna erase that line there. And of course I shadowed the top lip, because 9 times out of 10, the light's gonna come from somewhere up above. Even playing around with the lighting on someone, lighting them from underneath, you're gonna get totally different shadows and a totally different effect. Later on, I'm gonna be doing portraits in pastel. We're gonna play with the pastels. In our class in the past, we've worked with toned paper, with white charcoal, and using the tone of the paper as the mid-tone. And over here I have some examples. I think I have 3 different students up here. And one year, let's see, chose Pancho Barnes, I still can't remember this character. He had the big bulging eyes. Let's see, he was in one of them, he was Igor, and one of the Frankenstein movies, it was comedy. And later on I found he died, well, whenever he's passed on. But with the bulging eyes, it connoted or denoted thyroid problem, and hence the big eyes. They're not really totally exaggerated there, but his eyes bulged a lot. And over here we have a nice toned paper with lighting coming up the side of the woman. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's take this off. And then I forgot to bring my own self-portrait. Here, lighting coming up the side of the head. Most of these were done from pictures because the sitter, a lot of times the sitter will only sit still for maybe 5-10 minutes. And the best thing to do is take several photographs of the person that you're drawing, or if you can get them to sit still more than 10 minutes. I do some fast sketches, and then after that, a longer drawing. But the faster you get down the essential marks, the more accurate they're going to be. Also, we tend to generalize the faces. We step back and we look at all the faces, they look all the same, and it's like, this guy looks like this guy, this woman looks like this woman. To get that character to come out, because not all eyes are shaped the same. Some are smaller. Somebody told me I had small eyes, and I thought it was really interesting once we do get together in class to describe somebody to the class, the features, describe the features one by one, and start with the head shape and have everybody draw it without seeing a person, or seeing the person that they're drawing. One awesome thing is self-portraiture. There's many of the past artists that have done their self-portrait several times throughout their life. And not only being able to read possibly their thoughts, personality, it's there, and some, I mean, not there. Drawn portrait sometimes tells the viewer a lot more than what a photograph would. Taking in consideration the materials that you're using. If you're drawing it with pencil, very light and more representational, says something different than going in with dark pastel colors, and it says totally different things. The media and how you handle the face, the portrait being more representational as to over here abstracting the face. And then next week we'll talk about the difference between a portraiture and caricature. And most of mine I'll bring it in next week. So I think I have 2 or 3 self-portraitures that I've done in the past. And looking at them, you can, even looking at somebody else's drawing, a portraiture, self-portraiture, you can tell if they're a timid person, if they're dominating, the line work dominating, timid, looseness, how loose it's drawn, or how tight and detailed it is. You can tell a lot about that person. And when it comes to drawing somebody else, you possibly really want to pick up their personality, meet them. I've done a couple of portraits of people that I hadn't met before, and I know that the faces wound up pretty generalized because I didn't know that person very well. And I could see the surface of them. Yes, they had beautiful eyes. Beautiful people tend to be a lot more difficult to draw than people with a lot of character. I'll put it like that. If they have a lot of character, they got this big, long nose and short forehead. Somebody else can come along, look at your drawings. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that person. But to draw beautiful people, they're a little bit more difficult to individualize, I should say. And let's see, what else? These are done in the past, and I wanted to say something else about portraiture. There's so much. Oh, placement on the paper. I don't know if I mentioned this. You want the person to be facing into your picture. You don't want them facing out. If you center them a 3/4 turn of the face, the eye that's closest to the viewer centered on the paper. And with the paper, you want to leave at least 1/4 inch so that later on you can mat it, and you're not covering up something that you don't want to cover up. And putting 2 people in there, I would put the person down in the lower right a little bit larger, and then the one up in the upper right a bit smaller. See, it's Grandpa and his grandson. Put Grandpa up here and the grandson down here, or vice versa, however you want to tell your story. It's your story to tell. And let's see, there's one other thing I'm missing it. Happy. Notice the lines on the corner of the mouth go upward, and sad. The corners of the mouth go downward. And the cheekbones, if it's happy, it pushes the skin up. You got your high cheekbones, happy. And also with, let's get some ears in here. And then with the ears, the jawline usually runs from the top where the ear connects to the head at the top and runs down to the opening of the mouth. And that's pretty much this area, shadow. And depending on your light source, let's see, being up here, and then the shadow underneath here, shadow underneath the eyebrows, a little bit of shadow underneath the nose and the chin. Excuse me, and not the chin, the lip. Shoulders usually are lined up with the chin, and they're going to curve around like this, and then you can throw in the neck. And erase that part. I think I covered quite a bit here. I covered the nose, and the ears being the character, playing with different shapes of ears, and that's pretty much what we'll do with caricature, playing with different shaped noses and ears, and with the eyes and the mouth, showing the teeth. Let's see, where can I put this? You notice sometimes when our people draw the mouth that the teeth look like a row of corn, and getting those teeth underneath the lip. Okay, and we're gonna and teeth tend to curve upward underneath the lip. We'll do that. And just marking a little bit up. Get that lip back in there. And just a few marks from the bottom to tell the person that it's teeth. You don't have to go through and draw each and every tooth. But we're going to give the viewer enough to say that it is teeth that they're looking at. Just a few marks in the front. I don't know if you can see that very well. And we'll darken the top lip again. There we go. I think I'm running out of time here. I'm not sure. But if I skip something today, and then I'll remember to add it in next week. Next week I'm going to talk about caricature, different noses, and exaggerating the features. Thank you so much, and thank you Maria and Arsenio and the rest of the staff here for having me at Los Volcanes Senior Center, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.